All right, let's take a small step back and understand what we just did in the previous video. So Claude Code has this switch called dangerously. So if I run Claude and I run it, this is a normal mode. I can ask Claude to do things. It will do it in that folder where I ran it, which in this case is my root folder. Obviously, I won't do that there. If I get out of there and I go to this folder called Vibe Coding 101, I make a folder there. Let's call it ABC123. I go to ABC123. I run Claude here, but this time with this flag called dangerously skip permissions. If I run it, this is in a different mode. It is not in the normal mode that it usually runs. It's a mode which executes commands without my permissions. It skips the permissions. But this is a dangerous thing to do. It can execute commands, something like rf, rm. That is a very dangerous command. It doesn't take any permissions or any confirmations from the user, and it can delete everything. I'm not even going to put this thing. I'm going to just do it here, rf, rm. If this thing is executed, this means like the entire hard drive, like literally the root folder. I'm not going to put it there so that I mistakenly don't enter it or something. It's dangerous. I'm scared of it. So what can happen is that it's LLM. It can hallucinate. And if I run this on my computer, which is this computer basically, it is a dangerous thing to do. What I've done in the previous video is I ran it here, and as we saw it, it is right now not my computer. It's outside my computer. What's outside my computer? A container, a Docker container. If I explain this on this whiteboard session, imagine if this is my computer, and this has like a folder called VB101, and then inside VB101 we had ABC123, and so on. And it also has other files and folders like, I don't know, users and blah, blah, blah. And then inside the users, it has like downloads and so on and so forth. So all these folders are sitting inside my computer, and this computer is called, I don't know, Emil's laptop. What the Docker container does, it creates a small, tiny computer inside my computer. It puts that, gives it a name. In this case, it gives it suspicious trap. And this thing is running. It's basically, it has its own console. It has its own CLI, and it has its own things running like this. So you can see that right now I'm in the CLI of this. It has workspace. If I create a folder here, call it ABC, and if I do this, you can see ABC is created in here, which is actually this same thing that I have mounted it with div container from my VS Code. If I execute the same command here, you can see ABC is also created in here. So basically, everything that I do is literally inside this little container. If anything goes wrong, it goes wrong inside that container. So literally, this entire folder structure that I have here, in this case being ABC, sits inside here. And also, the command line, Claude, is executed inside this container. If Claude, for whatever reason, removes this, does this, rf, rm, the entire folder, it's going to only be contained inside this container. So it's not going to be Emil's laptop. It's going to be that suspicious, whatever it was the name of this container. So this one. So the idea of running these containers is very important. You can run it with this software called Docker Desktop, or another software called Colima. You don't need to do Colima start in some other terminal. commands in order to create these containers, you can also check out Colima on this GitHub repository in order to learn more. It's a lightweight version of Docker Desktop. It's kind of a different software. It's not the same, but it does the same thing. It starts a so-called Docker daemon, a software that hosts Docker containers. So with this approach, you make sure that nothing breaks when you run the dangerously this terminal command from Claude called dangerously skip permissions. And what does dangerously skip permissions do in the first place? It allows us to go in autonomy. Like, for example, if I prompt something, can you please build a tic-tac-toe game for me and don't ask me for any permissions, build it in one go in HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And it goes like in one go, and then it doesn't ask me for permissions. I can go and leave my desk. After 20 minutes, I come back. It is done with all the tasks that it is supposed to execute. But if it is not in this so-called YOLO mode, this is also called YOLO mode. If it's not in this YOLO mode, then what it does is it basically asks me for certain very obvious permissions, like can I add a new file? Can I edit a new file? Can I do this? Can I execute this command? And so on. But right now you can see that it's going in one go and then it's not stopping until it is entirely done with the entire approach. So with that being said, the entire system works like this, and the event when we are creating bigger applications, especially when we have all these systems in place, it makes sense that we run in a container so that it doesn't destroy anything in our computer. If that unfortunate moment comes and the LLM hallucinates and it executes something that's not supposed to execute, therefore we run the dangerously skip permissions flag of Claude Code inside a Docker container. With that, see you in the next video so we can start our entire project and put everything into a big YOLO mode run and see what Claude Code can build for us. See you there.